Originally from Poland, this woman found herself with 4 kids, a husband, their dog, a peep of chickens, a pair of turtles, 1 hamster, and a bearded dragon, all the way in a Japanese jungle far away from city life, all for her children's mental health, to reduce the stress of being a mother, and for her family to find the joy in farming. Nadi decided a life deep in the Okinawa jungle is where her family and small farm would be. Many people know about Japan. What about the longevity blue zone of Okinawa? Okinawa has far more to offer than many realize. Beautiful oceans, mountains, and acres of cheap farmland. If you've ever wanted to lower stress, to eat off the land, join the gossip in the local village, then Okinawa's jungle may be your safe haven. Who knows? You might even live to 100 years old like many of your neighbors. My name is Crystal Burnett. I'm an Okinawan health and plant specialist living here in Okinawa, and I drive all the way up north to ask Nadi exactly why she decided to live in the jungle of Okinawa.
So I'm out here all the way up north in Nago, visiting Nati's house, and it's absolutely beautiful so far. If you're ever considering coming out to the countryside, this is the life. Low stress, grow your own food, you're in the sun. What are some other benefits?
I wouldn't say no stress. It's a different kind of stress.
Different kind of stress. But you have a lot of de-stressing methods.
Yeah. Ah, it's okay, don't worry.
Hi, Tai.
Hi, Tai. My name is Nati and I live in Okinawa for 11 years now. My husband is Okinawan and we have 4 kids. Recently we moved to the countryside from the city. We used to live in Urasoe, the same as Crystal lives.
So why did you decide to move to Nago, or not Nago, more north than Nago, right?
Well, actually our village belongs to Nago, so technically we live in the city.
Okay.
Like we belong to the city by address, but it's countryside. So yeah, well, my husband has an Ukon farm, and his dream was to grow something out of nothing, and he just like thought, oh, maybe it would be fun project to do, and he learned about Ukon from his friend, and got all the know-how and started, like, borrowed all the machines and rented a little field that was in Abuson in Nago. And at that point we didn't really thought about moving to the countryside. He just started doing it. And the first year was really tough because he would work from Monday till Friday, and then every Saturday he would go to the farm, work on the farm, and then come back in the evening to Urasoe, and was very tired, and I was also very tired because I had to take care of 4 kids. That was just like it was still Corona times, but Corona actually facilitated our plans, because we were thinking about growing food ourselves, and like it just made us realize that we are really depending on grocery stores. And we couldn't really go out with the kids anywhere, and living in a small apartment in the city was really depressing actually during Corona, and we wanted to move to the countryside. And he started doing that farm. We just thought it's really tough, like that he would go every week, go back and forth, and we were all very tired. And my daughter was turning 6 at that time, and she was supposed to start first grade of elementary school. So we just started looking for a place to stay here, so she could already go to school here, and then just continue. And she was actually the reason we thought seriously about moving to the countryside. So obviously we wanted to do the farm, but because of my daughter, we pushed for it more. She was having a lot of anxiety, and like she would have tics, and not really feeling well at school. Maybe it was stressful time for her because it was Yochien and she was supposed to start Ichinensei, and that school in the city was really pushing the kids and like telling them, oh, from next year you will really have to study, etc. And I feel like for her it was a lot of stress and she was feeling like, oh my god, so much pressure on me. So she started having really big problems with the tics and biting nails, and like you could tell she was like full of anxiety. So we decided to move to the countryside. Yeah.
That's so sweet. You did that for her. So how is she now? Is she?
Yeah, she
A little better?
recovered. Yeah,
Recovered.
actually, yeah, like literally, like a month later, we could see the difference. It was amazing. And half a year after we moved to the countryside, like all the symptoms disappear. So yeah.
That's fascinating. So you were telling me a little bit about how the schools are much or more, not better in a sense, but there's less kids, so you have more of that social connection with
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, some people asked me, do you worry that the school on the countryside will be worse? Because it's a countryside school versus city school. But in Japan, teachers rotate. So the system is like every
know
3
that.
years they have to rotate to another school.
I did not
And
know
they
that.
are the same teachers who go to this school as the teachers in the city.
Oh, okay.
They just, you know, they were going to the same school and they can't really choose where they will go.
That's right.
So because of that, the school is exactly same level as the city school except the pressure and the amount of children. City school usually has maybe 30 plus children in a class,
Yeah.
and there is many classes in each year. I'm talking about Okinawa because Okinawa has a lot of children. So because of that, like, you know, like there's no individualization. Like kids are not really like they don't, the teachers, they remember their names but they have to study. Like when I was teaching at school, I remember the teachers would have like a paper with printed pictures and names, and they would study the names.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, because it was difficult to remember all the kids in your class. I mean, you had 30. I was teaching in junior high school, so they would have like 40 kids in class. 40 kids. That's like mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And I remember it was really difficult to get the kids to concentrate and to follow up with every single child. The teachers in the city still do their best, but like, I mean, they are still humans.
Yeah.
But in my daughter's country school, they only have 13 kids in the class. I mean, I think now it's a little bit more because they had extra kids coming, so there's maybe 15. But yeah, a big difference. And also there's only one class per year. So basically everybody know each other, and whenever I come, everybody like junior high schoolers would scream, oh no, Sofia no Okasan.
Do they know?
So they know, even like they are much older than my daughter.
So you were talking about a different kind of stress.
Yes.
Here. What is that different kind of stress?
So many people ask me about like slow life on the countryside. I actually wrote the whole article about that recently, like slow life in the countryside of Okinawa. It's actually not really slow. I mean,
Oh really?
I mean, I wake up and I work from
Oh, that's true.
first minute of like when I wake up. Immediately I have to do so many things, and then I go to sleep. I'm really tired, and you know, it's true that I do many extra things, but to be honest, it's just country life is busy because you have many more chores than in the city. Just house chores. It's not really work connected, but I mean, I have to water all this garden that is large and feed chickens that I wouldn't do in a city, and you know, take care of all the animals. We have quite a lot. I mean, we have chickens, we have dogs, we have one dog, we have two turtles, we have one bearded dragon. I don't know if you noticed. I think she's sleeping.
Yeah.
We have a hamster just right here.
Oh.
Yeah. And then also for kids, it's busy, you know.
And for kids.
And you know, it's just living in the countryside. It makes you busy and stressed because of that. Like you still have to do many things, and not, especially farm doesn't really depend on you many things. Like for example, you don't know if it's gonna rain or not, So you don't know if you will have to water plants, or especially on the farm you don't actually water ukon, but if it rains you can't do your work. So if it rains you can't cut grass, or you can't dig out the roots.
Yeah.
So everything depends on the weather, and also the pests, and this year part of our fields sort of failed because of some sort of disease. You also can't predict this kind of things, so it's a little bit stressful because of that, but it's also so much fun, and it's different kind of stress than the city.
That's important for people to know if they want to live in the countryside, that not everything is going to be beautiful fields and everything grows and you can sell the food and eat the food. 'Cause
Yes.
sometimes there's rain, sometimes there's
Yes.
disease, pests.
Yes, and we also live really far from the city, so it's also like a lot of planning. I didn't have to plan that much in the city, but I have to plan for each meal, because I don't know if I'm gonna go to the city to buy food, and I still have to buy food, even though I grow a lot of stuff and I
Yeah,
have chickens to lay eggs, but I still have to buy some meat, or maybe I don't know, milk or stuff like that.
How far away is the supermarket?
The supermarket is in Nago, so 20 minutes, 30 minutes by
30
car.
minutes?
We do have Kyoto Baiten, so like a little community store. It's actually like private owned, but it doesn't really stock up much. And we have a newly built convenience store.
Yeah, I saw that on
Yeah.
the way over here.
It's still maybe 5 minutes by car from here, but we consider it like very close. And convenience store is very convenient, so it does have everything. So if I forget milk, it will allow me to buy something like that. But not for bigger grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say 5 minutes is to the convenience store is 5 minutes. Some people, like depending on what country they're in, 5 minutes is so quick. But for me, my convenience store, I have three. I have all three of them. I have a Lawson, which is 30-second walk, and then I have 7-Eleven, which is like a minute walk, and then I have a Family Mart, which is like a 2-minute walk, and then I have another 7-Eleven. And it's just like that's how Japan is with the convenience stores.
Yes.
They're actually
Yes.
like 30-second walk. Now 5-minute drive is actually very different. But
Yes.
that's up here. That's considered convenient.
Yes, but to be honest, in this area we didn't have convenience store within many kilometers. So actually it's nice to have it. Some people who are coming here just for holidays or visitors, they were
tourists.
saying this is nice to have no convenience store, like really nature, really countryside place. But for people living here, it was necessary in these times. Like, it's not about the food. We don't really buy convenience store food, like onigiri or something.
You don't let your kids eat that, right?
Yeah. We have a ban on that.
Ban on convenience food.
Yeah. but like snacks, even water, coffee, this kind of things, and it has a bank facility. You can pay your bills there. You can buy some last minute milk, or like even carrots or something like that if you forget. So it's actually really good to have. But I think in the city it's crazy and it's unnecessary, and it just takes so much electricity like to have. And why you could only have one, right? Like everything the same.
Just good question. I don't know. Capitalism?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you also said that the people around here don't really like that konbini that they made close by. They kind of have like a resistance to it.
Some of them older people now. Older people are really happy.
Oh, they're happy?
Yeah,
Oh.
because they are all about like just being able to live their life.
Yeah.
And many of them don't drive anymore because they are very old.
Do they walk to the konbini?
They couldn't, right? It's too far,
okay.
so they have to walk to Kyoto Baiten.
The Kyoto Baiten.
So that's why the Kyoto Baiten is really important in this area, because we do have a lot of very old seniors that don't drive anymore, and they rely on people to bring stuff to them and what they grow in the garden, and they couldn't really go grocery shopping in the city. So that's why the Kyoto Baiten, we actually have Kyoto Baiten very close here, and it's not very well. I mean, it's okay, but it's not in a very good state.
Yeah.
So we are now fighting to keep it going, like the community is trying to convince people to actually keep running it because it's important for the local residents.
That's interesting. And can you walk to it from here?
Yeah,
You
it's
can
like 15 minutes. My daughter gets off the bus, school bus there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice to people who are considering living in the countryside? Not just Okinawa, but Japan in general. But you're Okinawa. A lot of people are interested in living in Okinawa. So how about Okinawan countryside?
Well, Okinawa countryside. Well, living on the countryside is not for everyone. It's really relaxing and it's great. I think it's great, but there's so many bugs here. I mean, if you're afraid of spiders or cockroaches, it's not really a life for you because there's so many and you can't just stop them from coming in. And also it is a little bit difficult life. Like there is like literally nothing around, so you couldn't go to the cinema, or there is no cinema in Nago as well, so we have to go to south to go to the cinema. There's no good shops around, or like people who are used to like going to cafe every day. It's like not happening. You have to plan a lot. So you have to plan your meals for your family. You have to plan your outings, which is great for saving money for our family actually. And I found it much healthier lifestyle because of that. But it's not for everybody, especially not maybe young people. But for families with children, it's amazing. The kids, they come back from school, immediately they go outside. They don't even want to, they just like throw their bags inside and they just go outside immediately. And they would like walk around and just like ride their scooters and bicycles and play outside and with chicken. It's amazing. Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah, this is what we really wanted. We wanted a life for our children to go barefoot outside every day and just play.
That's beautiful.
So let me just add one thing. I really think it's important because in the city there is a huge pressure on education on children. So even they go to school, and after school they would go to Juku, to Kumon, to Ekaiwa or something like that, because there is no facilities like that in here in the countryside. And there's many people who are actually this sort of freestyle oriented families. So there is no pressure on my kids to do that. There's only bukatsu that they have to do from junior high, but I already told them they are not gonna attend. They are not gonna go to bukatsu because we are kind of against like pushing them to do so much. We think they have to go home and just enjoy life, like the play and stuff. But just the fact that there is no academical pressure on kids here, this is really great. Some postman came, I think.
If you have any questions about moving to Okinawa, please ask in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a quick thumbs up and please subscribe if you're interested in seeing more about Okinawan longevity, health, living that low stress life in the nature of Okinawa, Japan. So, thank you for watching. Nishii Deibiru, Yutashiku, Unige Sabira. Bye!